Hey everybody, we're the Nostalgia Bros. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Manning. And we're just two guys from the 80s who just love us some classic retro goodness. Pretty much everything, from video games, to movies, music, television shows, board games, maybe even the occasional comic book. Pretty much everything from the early 80s right through to the late 90s. And, we just thought we enjoyed it so much. We get a little web show together here for you guys to watch, check out. Maybe if you're our age, the late 20s, early 30s, you can get a kick out of it, maybe a little chuckle as you relive the glory days. And if you're younger than us and you don't quite understand it, then maybe you can learn to appreciate and understand why Vanilla Ice was and still is the man. Bill Paxton is way overdue for an Academy Award, and why wearing a shredded sweatshirt and parachute pants your senior prom is still cool.
And we're better to start us off in the glory days than the 8-bit Nintendo system. We have Bad Dudes for you. Alright, and we have Bad Dudes, presented by Data East Incorporated, or Data East USA Incorporated, according to the screen that's coming up right here. Data East USA Incorporated.
1989, classic year.
Yeah, I was 1.
I was 6.
Alright, and here are the two characters. You have Blade and Stakier.
Striker.
Stakier.
Both of which are substantially cooler than Mad Dog and Scorpion. Sorry, Super C fans.
I disagree.
That'll be for another video.
Yeah.
Anyway, the game opens up.
Well, we got a better person here than any of those, so we have Duke Nukem.
Yes, and the one thing, of course, you have to always remember about this game is to never, under any circumstance, skip the story. It's just far too classic.
Yes, the president has been kidnapped by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president?
I know I'm not, but clearly Blade and Striker are.
Obviously. So we got the first level here. Obviously like a skyline or a city or something. I don't know.
Just the mean streets of any small town USA.
Well, it makes you think. If the president was kidnapped, don't you think you would be in Washington, D.C.? Or are you like now in some other city?
The ninjas have grown to such an epidemic that you need to fight from your hideout located in what appears to be...
Yeah.
I'm going to limit and say Detroit, Michigan.
I'm going to say like RoboCop City, Detroit. Well, it makes you curious. Like, what were they thinking about just putting like a fat, fire-breathing guy in the middle of a whole bunch of ninjas?
It's Carnov, man.
Oh, here it comes. I'm bad.
Yes, yes, you are bad.
Yes, you are bad. And that's stage 1. That's all it was. There's a whole bunch of ninjas, and you punch them, and they die.
Look at that skyline there. I've seen worse skylines.
I'm thinking that's Chicago, and I can, specifically from Family Matters, like do.
I would suggest it's Chicago, except the jelly bean is clearly not present. So I'm sticking with Detroit.
Anyways, let's talk about some of these weapons. We had nunchucks, and which I think is the best weapon in the game, but you tend to disagree with me on that one. You like saying that the knife is...
the one thing you...
Well, the sword. I mean, look at that. That is a sword. It's very obvious to people that that's a sword, but it's really not a sword. It's a dagger.
Bad dudes don't fight with swords, man. Ninjas fight with swords. Bad dude, all he needs is a 6-inch Bowie knife, and he's good to go. But anyways, getting back to the nunchucks for a second, I know you disagree with me, and you've told me why, but I've still never seen it happen, so maybe in this playthrough you'll be kind enough to show us, but I always discounted the nunchucks because I believe they could not deflect ninja stars, whereas the knife can. Anthony here claims different, that you can, in fact, actually block.
You can block the ninja stars if you duck and hit them with the...
But in the fast-paced action of this game, how often do you have time to duck?
You're obviously fighting Shredder.
You do the same thing. No, you're fighting Frodo from Sin City.
And now this next stage, we're in the sewers. So we were on we were in the city, then we were on the back of a truck, and now we're in the sewers. And I swear to God, see, we finished fighting Shredder, and now we're gonna go fight the Ninja Turtle. I think the best thing about these sewers is look how fast the water is moving. Like, you get stuck in that, you're dead. Like, there's no way.
Obviously, they're ninjas. They don't want intruders. So clearly, they picked the fastest moving sewer.
What is making it move that fast? Not even a hill can make it move that fast. They must have like a blower on one end, just really pushing that water.
Well, they're ninjas. They probably have magic that can do it. Like, look at this guy.
He's totally magic.
Yeah, he's doing ninja magic right now.
This is one thing about this
game. If he can clone himself 4 times, how hard it is to believe that he can make the water go fast.
This is one thing I don't like about this game is they've always got a problem with too many ninjas on the screen and it makes it lag. And then they decided, oh, that's a really cool thing. Let's make a boss where you have too many ninjas on the screen.
Yeah, but every game does that back in the day. All the games. The second you get too much stuff on the screen, they lag a bit and the characters flash. And I mean, you can't really hold that against the game. Many games had that issue. So I personally I'll admit it's annoying, but I personally don't consider it a gripe just because I've dealt with it in several games.
On to the next stage. Now, this one's really confusing. Why are in a forest after
Because the sewer clearly exited into some rolling foothills.
And like how they didn't even decide to put like a little bit of a starry background. They're just like, no, it's just empty space. We're on a train.
We are now on a train.
This level is a train.
And either the ninjas are robbing it or we are robbing the ninjas. I'm not sure which.
How did we get from a forest to a train?
There's a train station in the forest, and the ninjas waited until the next day to attack. You know what?
What is he doing? He's just standing there. Do you see him floating? Now we have green Karnov. Which makes sense, because they just recycled it and made
It's
everything.
camouflage.
Everything in this game is green.
You've never seen anyone put on, like, war paint?
On their whole body?
Well, if you want to be camouflage, you better not go half-assed.
Would cover your face, but not... Like, Rambo only did his face.
Rambo also wore a shirt.
Rambo was also awesome.
You got the sweep kick, the classic sweep kick.
Yeah, let's name all the weapons.
Straight out of Kung Fu.
Punch, kick, spin kick from Street Fighter. You have the jump kick out of Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm. The sweep from Kung Fu.
Did you like how I collected that clock there? That was pretty awesome.
That was pro.
So all the items in this game to pick up, I'll let you guys in on this little secret. There's like, what, 4? You have a clock, you have a Coke, you have a ninja, nunchucks, and you have a sword or dagger. And that's it. That's all you pick up in this game. This is one of the most annoying bosses in this game. It's not as annoying as the next level boss, but he's annoying as heck. And now we go from that to what do we think? We're in a cave now?
Mm-hmm.
So we go from a train to a cave? That makes sense.
Yeah. Appears to be the same cave from the 3rd level of Monster Party, although that's an unsubstantiated rumor.
That always annoyed me. When you kill that one ninja right there, he drops a pop. And you're just like, oh, I need to pop. And then makes you wait for it. Alright, let's talk about the UI. We have obviously the first player, which is obviously what 1P means. Our health bar, a time meter, which I've never had run out on me, so I don't even know what the point of it is. I think it was just some extra thing that the game designers added to add a degree of difficulty.
Yeah, and maybe it's like you get points for how fast you finish it.
Yeah, you got P, which I can only assume it stands for player or something, because like you have 5 players left instead of lives or something. You have your high score, which is your score of all time, and then you have your first player score, I guess. Like, so if you play through this game more than once, should you ever choose to want to, which unfortunately this video recording was a second playthrough too.
More ninjas.
More ninjas. This game is just all ninjas, like no challenge.
Well, they're ninjas.
The levels aren't challenging. It's the boss fights and like level hazards that are challenging. Everything else is really easy. You fight this boss, which is
Krillin
annoying.
from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Either that or the guy,
like really tall.
either that or the guy with the 3rd eye. I forget his name.
Anyways, Krillin's dead. Another really green level. Green and blue. And now we go to another green level.
Just be glad you offed him before he had a chance to use his Destructo Disc.
No key bombs from Goku coming in here. So, and now we're in the last level, which I think is the Technodrome, of green Technodrome.
Well, I mean, maybe maybe the Foot Clan subcontracted these ninjas.
And they probably got let go because they're terrible. And again, is the Foot much better, really?
I think so. I mean, it depends which Foot Clan we're talking about here. Because if we're talking about the Foot Clan from the comics, man, those were badasses. And those comics are actually really dark and really violent.
How long it takes this one to go down.
I mean, like, I'm talking about, of course, the comics where they all wear red.
What was that? Why are they all up there? What does that make? Like, that makes no sense. Oh, I like this part, the Dragon Gate. That way. But they couldn't put Dragon Gate. They had to put Arrow-Gon Gate. Red Ninja drops nunchucks, which I already had.
You know, it's funny, though, the first time I ever saw that power-up, I ran away because I thought it was dynamite.
Now we get to fight Karnov again for the 3rd time.
Right, he's a badass. You can't kill Karnov.
Well, you can, actually. I really hate this part, because now you have to fight every boss over again.
Yeah, but in fairness, they're weaker versions.
So now we're back to Alex Murphy here, or aka Robocop, but now he's like goldish yellow, burnished yellow Robocop. Anyways, now we get to fight the boss, which is apparently an Amazon lady, who's really tall.
Well, it's the Dragon Ninja.
I don't like this part because if you jump too high, you get hurt by those blades.
That would stand to reason, yes.
You have Dragon Lady. And then she dies because she's really simple. You just punch. And now the president comes out. Look at the size of this guy. Like, he really needed rescuing by a guy half his size, and then my arm disappears. Hey, dudes. Thanks for rescuing me. Let's go for a burger. Ha 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 ha.
That is Bad Dudes for you guys.
That is Bad Dudes. That's it.
And that was Bad Dudes on the NES. Manny, what'd you think?
Well, you know what? This game certainly isn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but on the other hand, at the end of the day, it's still a good game. I mean, it's the kind of thing I think everybody should own just to have on your shelf, once every 3-4 months when you feel like rescuing the president, just throw her in.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap too. I mean, you can pick this thing up for about $3. That's how much I paid for mine, and it's worth having in your collection. Manning, what do you think of the graphics at 10?
Graphics, I have to be honest, were probably substandard for 1989, but on the other hand, they were effective, and I never once felt myself wondering what something was, so you know what, I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I'm only going to give it about a 6, just because of the timeline in which this game came out. It could have been better.
Okay, and I guess next, what do you think of the audio?
The music in this game is phenomenal. It's probably one of the better games in the NES collection for audio, but the sound effects really drive this down. Like, the music is good, but the sound effects suck.
I'll agree with that, man. The music, great, upbeat, driving tunes, but bleh on the sound effects.
Yeah, I'm only going to give it about a 6 at the most.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5.5.
Alright.
Story, I think we can both agree, was an 11 out of 10 because I want anyone out there to show me a game that has a better story than this.
Totally.
Alright, so lastly, what did you think of the gameplay?
The gameplay, it's not a very fun game, but it's worth playing once in a while. I mean, it's probably about a 6. It gets repetitive over time, and it never changes no matter how many times you play it.
Yeah, punching ninjas with only punches and front kicks and a side kick, I haven't figured out how to do yet. It does get a bit tedious. So yeah, I'll give 5.
And I guess at the very end now is the nostalgic value.
Overall nostalgic value, even though the graphics were bad and the sound effects were terrible and they did get repetitive, I'm still going to give it a 7 just because, you know what, it's campy, and probably the developers knew it was campy, so they probably rolled with it. And it's effective, and I mean, like, come on, like, no one reviews games like this and judges them too seriously because they know they're being stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to give this thing about a 7 also. Like I said, probably worth having on your collection.
Wait, hello? Yeah, we're just finishing up. You right down, like, 2 seconds.
Is it here?
Yeah. What? Yeah, like, we're just finishing right now. We'll be right down. Okay, bye. We gotta go, man. That's the president. He's waiting downstairs. We're going for burgers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the first Nostalgia Brothers video, and we'll see you back for round 2. Peace.